ADHD is a common childhood disorder. Symptoms include finding it hard to stay focused and pay attention, and difficulty controlling sometimes violent behaviour.
Yes, in the last 5 years, there has been a 50% increase in the number of prescriptions that have been given to children who have ADHD. That's over 657,000 prescriptions a year.
So what is it like for the children who are on those drugs? These are 16-year-old Chloe Ray and 14-year-old Luke's stories in their own words.
I wasn't a happy child. I was very angry. I used to smash up things all the time. I used to get into fights, pushing my dad, punching my dad, biting my dad. At the age of 6, my mum took me to the doctors about it, and then I got diagnosed with ADHD.
I wasn't a bad child, I was just misunderstood. Memory and concentration were the main issues. I'd always want to do what I'm told. I just get distracted. By the age of 6, there was no denying it. Everybody knew that I was different to everybody else, but I just didn't know why. I was diagnosed with ADHD. I didn't feel any different up until I started taking the tablets.
Last year, doctors wrote 657,000 prescriptions for ADHD drugs, a 50% rise over the past 6 years.
It's hard to talk about it. It's hard to tell people that you've got ADHD, because a lot of people label you naughty when I'm not. I'm not nasty, I'm not horrible.
My medication makes me a whole different person. It's like almost robotic. I'm not my bubbly self. I feel boring, but it works. So although I have some side effects that I may not be so happy about, it's going to benefit me completely.
If I'm on the drugs, personally, I don't feel me. It makes me very emotional, the medication. It makes me cry a lot when I get angry because the medication kicks in. I'm trying not to cry, because if I didn't take my medication, I wouldn't cry.
Every morning, Chloe Ray must decide when to take her medication. She can only take 1 pill a day, and the effects only last for 8 hours. She must choose which lessons she needs to focus on the most, so she can take the pill at the right time.
My medication only lasts for 6 lessons. RE is first lesson Tuesday, and I find RE to be quite an easy subject because I enjoy it. So I don't think I need my tablet as much as I would for, say, music, which is last lesson. So first lesson and last lesson are the main important ones, because I either take it for the first lesson and miss out the last, or take it for the last and miss out the first.
Education in my life is the most important thing. So without my tablets, I wouldn't be anywhere.
After 8 years on medication, Luke is on his 3rd type, and although it controls his behaviour, he doesn't always take his tablet.
If I say to my mum and dad that I've taken them, I'll either put them down the sink, or I'll just say that I have taken them when I haven't, or I'll keep them in my mouth and then spit them in the toilet.
Luke's family know that missing his tablet can have serious consequences.
Why have you been taking it?
I have been taking it, I've not been taking it properly.
No, is that why you've been smashing things up and getting annoyed and wound up?
And then you go all moody with me and start hitting out and lashing out because you're not took it. Then I say, why have you not took your tablet? You say, I have. And I know you haven't because I know you.
It's harder for us when you don't take it, because then we've got to pick up the pieces as well.
You're the one living with this illness. You're the one that has to deal with it.
I have people asking me all the time, do you grow out of it? Every single answer is you're born with it, you live with it, and you die with it. You can't get rid of it. You can stop it for a few hours with the tablet, but it'll always be you. That'll always be who you are.
It's really important if people have got ADHD to really be active. Ice skating is really good because I can go all the time. Instead of breaking stuff, I can just ask my mum and dad if I can go skating. It makes me feel free when I'm on the ice. It just makes me feel like I can fly away. Because when I'm on the ice, I'm me, with or without medication.
You really feel for them, don't you, watching that?
Oh, Luke's brilliant on the ice, though.
He really is,
Wonderful.
yeah. Thank you to Chloe Ray and to Luke as well for sharing their stories with us, and Dr Sarah Jarvis is here now. Now, there might be some people out there the same age as Luke and Chloe Ray who think that they may have ADHD. There may be some parents that are concerned. So if a parent brought a child into the surgery to see you, how would you determine whether they had ADHD or not?
There's several different kinds of ADHD, and it's interesting that Chloe was describing herself, Chloe Ray, as a dreamer. That's the inattention kind. And boys much more often have the hyperactive, impulsive kind. They're the ones who throw themselves off high walls, who just don't understand. The difference between a child who's got ADHD and a child who's badly behaved is that a child with ADHD can't behave well. A badly behaved child, if the price is right, if there's enough of an incentive, they can often make themselves behave properly. A child with ADHD may desperately want to, but they just can't. But to have a diagnosis, you need to have had symptoms for at least 6 months. Right. You need to have at least 6 of the symptoms in one or both of these groups. So not being able to concentrate, losing things, being disorganised, finding it difficult to motivate yourself, blurting out questions, that sort of thing. And it's got to be different from other kids. It's got to be at least in 2 settings, at home and at school, but it's got to set you apart. Chloe Ray said, I knew from the age of 6 I was different.
And that diagnosis process, it goes a lot further, doesn't it, than just going to see a GP?
Absolutely. A GP can start the process off, but a GP should never give a diagnosis. Once you're of school age, the recommendation is that if you're moderately or severely affected, you absolutely get referred to a specialist. At an earlier stage, we can try early things, but we would never, ever, a GP should never put you on these drugs. They are not for us to start.
And we saw in the film how Luke was so upset there, having, had to take these drugs and trying to hide them from his family. Are there any other options to medication, Sarah?
Actually, the medication should never be used on its own. For mild cases and for preschool children, we don't recommend it at all. But later on, in severely affected kids, their lives are completely blighted by this condition. So that the NICE guidance, the national guidance, does say they should be a first-line treatment, but they must get help for their parents, what's called parent training, and that's not to say the parents are useless parents.
No.
It's to help them. These kids don't have the same rules don't apply, and cognitive behavioural therapy, social skills training, helping them to understand what their condition is doing.
Okay, thank you very much, Sarah.